Hi everyone, welcome to Stampin' Storytellers. I'm going to retry the project that I was supposed to do on my Facebook Live yesterday, but my husband and daughter were using all of my internet and the video wouldn't stay connected. So I'll do this pre-recording and then I'll post it on my Facebook and blog and YouTube channel. So we're going to use this To a Wild Rose stamp set. This is in our annual catalog, and then some of the coordinating dies that come with it as well. This is the card we're making. So this one I made with the Ornate Garden suite of products, and it pops up and holds a gift card. We're going to change it a little bit because I used this envelope and I thought it would stay down, but when you close it, the gift card pops up. So then I cut the slit, but I don't really like how the envelope looks. So we'll remake a different, similar but different version using these dies. So I'll put that aside. Then I'll show you what we're using. So you just need a scrap of Very Vanilla for some stamping. Then your card base is just a standard half sheet of cardstock. Then I have two pieces that are 4 inches by 5.5, and they're scored every inch, so 1, 2, and 3. And then I've pre-embossed it with the brick embossing folder. So I'll fold on those score lines, and they are a little bit harder to see after I've embossed it, but it's there enough that you can make it work. Or you could emboss it and then score, but I just used my scoreboard. So we'll fold on those lines and get those pieces ready. There we go. Then I have a layer of crumb cake that is for the outside. Then a layer of, this is the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, one of the wood grain pieces, and then I have a 1-inch strip that is going to go here. So I'm going to start by leaving this laid on so that I can see what the border width is, and then I'm going to adhere this strip onto there. Maybe we should stamp first in case I mess up. I'm just gonna do the hello stamp, and I'll do that in Early Espresso. This is a really great font. Right there. Now I can adhere this. So I'll just put a little bit of Tombow at the bottom and then adhere that so that it has an equal border. You could also use a piece of cardstock that was this size, so it would be probably 5 by 3 3/4. And I think I moved that a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to take some of our, this is the Forever Greenery, and I'm actually going to cut it down the middle. It's so fine and it's almost like gauze. It's so thin, but it's too wide for what I want. That's almost enough. And then cutting it like this almost doubles your ribbon. So instead of, this one in particular is only 5 yards, but then you have 10 yards of ribbon instead. So I'm just going to adhere that right where the seam, whoops, right where the seam goes over. So keeping it on the vanilla section. So I'll add that on with a glue dot on each end. And don't worry if it frays. That's kind of the look we're going for. So I'll lay that down. Just like that. Then I'm going to take the gold cord that is part of this ribbon combo pack and wrap that around a few times. This is my favorite gold cord. And it doubles as, let me do that a little bit longer. It doubles as our metallic thread. If you miss all of our metallic thread, then this, you just cut a length and then it automatically unravels. Kind of has a mind of its own. And then you have even more options to use it. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. And then just try and get it to lay flat. And trim that off. And you can see when you first cut it, it will look like this. But once you touch it, it automatically comes apart. And then you can fray it just by rubbing it against your finger, or it'll unravel on its own. So there's the front section of our card. I'm just gonna trim some of these stray ones. Just like that. Then I'll adhere that to that crumb cake layer. And I'll put that aside for now. Now on our card base, I'm going to fold it in half and score on that line with my bone folder to get a nice crease. Then first I'm going to add 2 more pieces of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. These are too wide. This was a 6-inch piece that I had left, but I have one that is 3.5 inches and one that's 2 1/4 or 2.5. And then this is where our little boxes are going to be. But I want to do this first so that I can trim the edge. I really have a pet peeve when stuff doesn't line up properly and it's not quite the right size. It doesn't work with me. So I'm going to put this right at the bottom, and then we'll trim off the sides to make it the perfect width. And I'll do the same on this piece. I guess I could do it this way and then only have to trim one side. This is a great card to use up your designer series paper, and it has an extra wow factor. So I'll just trim these sections. Trim this way. And get rid of that piece. And this piece. And even though you can't see your bottom cardstock layer, if you just like butt your scissors up against your cardstock, then you'll be able to see it or feel it. I just missed that top section. There we go. So now we have our card base that looks something like this. Then we're going to take these square pieces now that we've made. So you're basically just making a square tube. And one of them is going to go, you're going to stack it right there along that score line. And these are, again, 5.5 inches wide. The same width as your card base. we're going to put that right there and fold it down. Then this one is going to be glued right here to cover that seam. So you can either put glue on it and fold it down, or I like to fold this in half. So I have two pieces, or two equal sides. And I'm just going to put adhesive on this back section and fold my card closed and hold it down a little bit. So now when you open it, there's your first square. And see how it's adhered to the bottom and the top panels. Now for this one, I'm not going to adhere it quite yet. I want to make sure that this is where our sandwich piece is going to be. So this is where my envelope fits inside those two panels. For this one, I've die cut 2 of the stitched labels that are in this die set. That's this die comes with the, I don't remember what they're called. But anyway, the 2 Wild Rose dies that match that set. So I'm going to put them like this. So both like good sides of the die facing forward. But in order to get them standing here so that it holds our gift card, we need something down here to hold it up. So I've just cut 2 scraps of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to adhere them here. So this will go on the inside of our card, and then this will hold up that one. And then this one, I don't know if we really need, we'll see how it holds up. If I put this here, and then this one is only going to be adhered at the bottom and this side so that our gift card can tuck in between them. So it'll be held up like this. So I'll start with adhering this section. This would be a good spot for your Stampin' Seal Plus or liquid glue like I'm using. So center that and maybe even fold it closed. Get good pressure on that piece. Then I'm just going to adhere just the bottom part of the label. Put adhesive there. And the only thing you need to make sure of is that when you're closing your card, that it doesn't actually stick up. Even though when you open it, it looks like you have lots of room. When you close it, that's the part that you need to make sure that doesn't actually stick up. So I'll put that one on there. And then this other label, we're going to put just adhesive right here and on this side to make a little pocket. I'm going to put this, has a little dimple in it from when I die cut it, so we'll cover that up. So now I have both labels sandwiched on. Now let's test it while that glue is still drying and make sure that when I close it, it will stay in there. Just like that. Now I can adhere this other tube on there to hold the front. So that one will go on the bottom. Then you'll put adhesive on this back tab. And tuck that in there. And then you'll close it down. And that really helps it stay in place. So now I have that label, and see how it only looks like a little bit is tucked in there, but because we put that Very Vanilla piece at the bottom, it will hold it up. Now to decorate the inside, on your scrap of Very Vanilla, you're going to stamp the outline image of this flower in Early Espresso. Then in Rococo Rose, which is my favorite pink, we'll stamp both of the other images. Whoops. Sorry. So this one, we are going to do full strength. Right in the center there. I can see where I'm stamping. So that one is in full strength. Then the next one, we are going to stamp off first. So I will ink this up, stamp it off. So it's going to be very light. And then fill the rest in. And it really gives it that definition there. Then for your leaf image, I'm only going to do 2 steps on this one using Old Olive. I'll do the outside line image, and then I really like the full background image that has the little vines in it. And that one, I'm still going to do it full strength because it's meant to be, it's the way the texture is in the stamp, that it doesn't make it a big blob. It's actually still has texture in there. So then you're going to die cut those with your rose and leaf dies. And this is what it looks like. So that will be for the inside of our card. Then I really like this set for these other sentiments. So on the front I have hello, and then I'm on the inside I'm going to put grateful to know you. So I'm just going to cut off that and, or if you don't, ink it up at all. Grateful to know you. So I'm going to line these up, one on each side of this block, and I'll stamp them in Rococo Rose on just a strip of Very Vanilla. So when I do this one, I'm only going to get the grateful part. So I only have ink on grateful. Oops. It's a very sticky stamp. And then I just have some ink on my block. The to know you right beside it. Just like that. So now it looks like you had one stamp, but you stamped it twice. Then I'll trim this end on an angle. Then I have a same 1/2 inch strip of crumb cake that I'm going to trim at an angle, and those are going to go like this across the inside of our card. Close this up. So now our greeting can go across just like this. So I'll adhere those together. And I like them at a bit of an angle so that you can see both colors. Then I'll just trim off the end there and put adhesive down. And adhere those down. Then my flower, make sure that it tucks in there a little bit to make sure that my card closes. So it's going to go in between my 2 squares there a little bit. So I'll put adhesive on there. And I'm only putting adhesive on that one side so that it sticks to the label and not the back of my card. And then this leaf, We'll tuck in under there. So I'm actually only going to put adhesive on this one leaf and tuck that in on the side there. So then when I close it, and this is why it's good to do this when you have some wiggle room to make sure that it stays in there. So there we go. It'll still fit in our envelope. A little bit of leaf tucking through there. And the last step is to add, or I guess second last, we still need some bling on there. Add our card front. Now that we have all the inside pieces in there. And then part of the Ornate Garden suite is these gold faceted gems. And if I can find my take your pick tool, I'm going to add a couple of them to the front of my card. 3, I guess. Groups of 3 is pleasing to the eye. So just 3 simple ones on the front, and then I'll add a couple on the inside, on the flower, and one up here right behind the gift card. So again, still in a group of 3. Then we are finished. So you have a great pop-up gift card holder. It's more like a gift too than a simple card, and not that difficult to make. It's just some extra pieces. So there we go. I will put a link to some of the products that I use in this video as well. And then if you would like to place an order, now is a great time. I have my September spend $100 in my online store and receive a free package of rhinestones. You can choose the basic, the clear rhinestones, or the holiday rhinestones from our annual catalog. And if you please use this host code, and that makes me aware that you placed an order and then that you want those rhinestones. One other thing I wanted to say is this Get It and Go starter kit promotion. If you're thinking of placing a larger order, this is definitely the way to do it, is by purchasing the starter kit. You can choose $165 of product for $135. Just one second. No shipping, no tax. And you can choose anything you want in our holiday catalog or the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. Along with your $165 in product, you'll also receive 2 stamp sets and another package of rhinestones and some card kits that will get you started creating and using those products. You can also share them with your friends or just make them by yourself. So when you do that, you'll also get a Paper Pumpkin subscription link to redeem for whichever month, for whenever you sign up. So you sign up before the 10th, then you can redeem your Paper Pumpkin code for the October kit, or the September kit, sorry. And if you sign up after the September 10th, then you can redeem your code for October's kit. So just like any other prepaid subscription code for Paper Pumpkin. So there's a great value right now. That's only until the end of September, and these stamp sets are really nice, plus your free extra product and card kits. So thank you so much for joining me today. Here is my card one more time. Ta-da! And I will stamp with you soon. Thank you. Bye.